Houston Rockets fans, I don't want to say Zach told you so, but he told you so. Uh, Amen Thompson is superstar level, star level, all star level.
Uh, I'm not gonna jump ahead of anything like that, but like because I think you have to put work in. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
like, there ain't a human being on this earth, whether you're retarded or not, that can't look at a Rockets game and tell that the Houston Rockets are a better basketball team with a men on the court.
Yes.
That's facts. He can play off of anybody, and he makes it easy for people to play off of him. Like, that dude is cold, bro. I mean, I don't know. He's my favorite player on the
I
Rockets, at
mean,
least.
he got invited to the Rising Stars, so he'll be at the All Star game for the
Sweet.
sophomores. Um, I mean, dude had 33 points against Boston, the reigning champions, career high. Last 10 games, he's averaging 19.2 points, 11.5 rebounds, 4.4 assists, 2.2 steals, 1.2 blocks. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Duke can guard from point guard to center. I mean, we saw him block Evan Mobley like nothing. Um,
And
I
then he
mean, we
goes down
got,
the court and then shoots a ball out of the post over him. I was like, this dude is
yeah,
fucking cold, bro. He's so good. Uh, I don't. I feel bad for Ime trying to figure out what to do. Like when Jabari comes back. To be honest
yeah.
with you,
It we when the Jabari uh, injury happened, you and me kind of both said, and you had definitely said it might be a blessing in disguise type thing because you had to put him in. We see the fruits of what happened, but now it's okay. Jabari's coming back. We know what he can bring to the team. And if anybody thinks
mm-hmm.
he's a scrub, he's not because dude was balling. He does the intangibles of what we don't want, rebounding and all that's what you need. But it's also, dude, I can't take him in out of this starting lineup.
I don't
I mean,
care if you do or not.
yeah,
I think it's up to him. To be honest with you, look, listen. I've been the best player on some sorry teams, and I've been the sorriest player on some good teams. So I understand the entire gauntlet of what it means to be on a basketball team. The point I'm trying to make is it was ingrained to us, like when I was coming up, that that like you can't be selfish. And I
yeah,
think men will be like, nah, I'm good. I'll go back to the bench because he's still gonna get the same minutes,
yeah,
right? And I don't really give a shit who starts the game. I'm more worried about who finishes the game.
yeah.
What's my closing lineup? You know what I'm saying?
Um,
And he's proven, like, especially since Jabari's been gone, that he's the closer on this team. Look what he just did to Boston.
yeah. Game winner, beautiful shot. I mean, has the pretty much the NBA world like shook right now. Like a lot of he was all over every social media, every NBA thing. People were talking about him. Kendrick Perkins gave him his flowers. Said like, this is a guy you build around your with your franchise. Like we've had players. I mean, Raymond Felton said like, dude's a superstar. Like on offense and defense. Like you got old NBA players saying stuff. You got analysts saying stuff. We've said it countless times.
It's to the point where the way that he plays off of people and the way Ime coaches, I think the implications, the fact that Jabari comes back, if you to insert a man into the starting lineup, that has more implications on players like a Sengun than it really does a Jabari. It has more implications on a player like Tari than it does a Jabari because Jabari and Amin were both capable of putting up really, really good stat lines in a power forward position where we just don't run plays for you.
Yeah,
Like we don't have any set plays, and you guys are putting up monster numbers. Obviously, Amin has better numbers than Jabari because he can create off the handle and Jabari can't. But if it comes down to it, I want Jabari standing out there on the 3 point line, get ready to shoot, not Sengun.
oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
like, there's a real possibility where you're going to see closing lineups that don't have a Sengun in it.
yeah. I mean, we know Amin. I mean, we know that Ime's mindset is defense, and he said it from the first game of the season. If you're not playing defense, I'm not playing you, and if you're lacking in defense, I'm pulling you out. And I mean, just being honest with anybody that watches the Rockets. I mean, and it's not a shot at Shingun. I mean, even with Jalen, if you're getting beat in a sense, there's other guys that will go out there and play the defense that Ime wants, and you're gonna get taken out of it, and they'll figure out the offensive part later. He's done it countless
Mm-hmm.
times, and I mean, as far as like a man, he just is that puzzle piece that is right there for everybody else to kind of fit in because
It
he's
just that
able to
people
play
don't
well.
see beyond the obvious. Like, think about it. Ever since he's been a starter, obviously he has good numbers. It feels like Sengun's numbers came down a little bit.
Yeah,
Jabari's numbers kind of stayed. I'm not Jabari. Jalen's numbers stayed the same, but he's had some really good games. But look at what the fuck Fred Van Vliet and Dylan Brooks and Tari and Aaron Holiday been able to do just shooting wide open threes. Like the
yeah,
entire team will collapse on a min, and it's like shooter, swing, open three. Like Dylan had 10 threes the other night. There's like games where Fred keeps having like five. That's all because of the pressure that Amin could put on the rim.
yeah.
Because they know that's where he's going. He threw a fucking ball from underneath the rim against Cleveland, and he threw it through the entire defense to the top of the key to a wide open Fred VanVleet. I don't believe there's another player on our team who could have made that play.
No.
And it
The
was in the
passing,
last minute.
yeah. He's playing like, I mean, at a high level right now. It's kind of
I watch Amin Thompson play, and you know what it reminds me of? I'm not real big on comping people, but I do like to, if I
yeah,
see something, I'll say it. He is Draymond Green on steroids. Like, I can do everything else good except
yeah,
shoot the ball, but
yeah,
Amin does it at a much faster pace. And that, bro, think about it. When Draymond and they
yeah.
were winning chips, he pushed the ball, played defense, scoring at the rim, assisting, rebound. Like, he does Draymond shit, but on steroids.
Tyler Hero people and
And I
everything.
always wanted
It's
one of those.
yeah. Now we got a few of them, man. But this is different. Like watching him play, like if you haven't watched the Rockets all season, you really haven't been able to see the trajectory of him going upwards. If you've been watching recently, you've been getting a lot of good games with him and all that stuff. But I mean, he's been stellar. Like when Ime asked him, he said he goes, I hold him to a different accountability on defense because I know what he can do.
Mm-hmm.
And for your coach to say that about you, it's like, hold up, dog. Like he's been seeing something. You can tell like there's a connection like with Cam, Jalen, and Amin. When those three are on the court, they're just run it and
It's so
go.
fast. It's so, if you're not paying attention, we just scored 9 points and you don't know how they did it. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah,
so fast when they're doing that.
yeah,
I love that lineup. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I would not be surprised if Amin Thompson goes back to the bench. I don't think he would bitch about it if he did.
yeah,
Like I said, I think he's gonna get his minutes regardless. He's on the closing unit. Dude, to a different standard on defense, and he's getting to the point where he almost has the most leeway on offense. He got his fourth foul at the end of the third
yeah,
quarter yesterday, and Ime was about to take him out. He talked Ime out of it, and the next thing you know, Jalen and fucking Fred are standing there scratching their head like, he got the foul. Why do we got to come out? You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think
yeah,
Ime is giving Amin so much reign to kind of take over the team if he can, that
yeah,
I don't think Amin's going to bitch about it. Like I said, he's going to get his minutes, and then what's going to happen is Ime's going to have to figure out the rotations around Amin's minutes, meaning like, when do I play Jabari with him? When do I play Sengun with him? When do I play Steven? You know what I'm saying? Figure out the bigs to play around him opposed to how he plays with the
yeah.
rest of them.
And it
That's what I think. About 5 games later, you're going to see a lot of Jabari and Amin.
that defense gonna be dirty. Because if you switch from one to the other, it's like, oh, damn, oh shit, oh damn, oh shit. Like it's tough. I mean, like I said, don't people don't sleep on Jabari. Like
But
that's
style, leave it different.
yeah. Oh yeah, no, for sure. I feel like the way Amin is playing, the way the whole team's playing at this point, it kind of nips every rumor going forward of trades out the window, which reports already said today the Rockets are like, no, we're gonna keep what we got. We're gonna see how far we can go, and that's it. Like, and like we've already said, like oh, people are like, oh, we need a trade. No, you don't. You get Jabari back. That's technically a trade. You get a guy, a top 5 player coming back. We know what he does. He's exactly what you need on the team. I said people are gonna just gravitate and move forward, and it's fine. You're a top 3 team in the NBA in
I
January. You're a top 2 team in the West. You beat OKC, Boston, and Cleveland.
and we
It's
beat number 1.
yeah. It's like, come on, man. And you beat Cleveland and Boston
I
over there
also
now.
like a
It's
man
like,
playing. Also like a man playing because pressure on the rim from that spot, and then Sengun play a certain way. Like Sengun is on his
yeah,
P's and Q's when Amen Thompson's on the court.
yeah,
And the pressure from that spot, Jabari coming in and he's just going to be passive and stand there for an open shot. So that would be the one reason why I would over Jabari.
yeah. I mean, the good thing is you don't have to rush Jabari back. You can kind of give him like a minute restriction, see how he's doing, and everything. Hold him a little bit for March, April, but I have a feeling they're just going to bring him right back in and just. He's young.
Bro, your hand hurt. Your legs were fine. You should have been running this whole time.
I'm just saying. I don't know. I mean, I'm just speaking. I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, Tari's been on a freaking minute restriction for 2 years now, so it's like
That's
I
because he's
don't
got that
know.
bum ass bitch leg.
I know that, but
I don't
we
know.
gonna see. I'm just like, eh. I mean, I don't know. Men, if you haven't watched the Rockets, bro.
Anywho,
Yeah,
man he's a problem for a lot of people in this league. A lot of people. The only person I seen easily get buckets on him was Tatum, and that's because he used his big ass body.
yeah,
But other than that, like you ain't about to post my dude up. You ain't about to take him off the dribble from the top, and you ain't gonna stay in front of him either. 2 years from being an all-star, I think.
yeah. And man, it goes back to the iron sharpens iron. The way him and Jalen talk, like where he's like, nah, like that dude can score type shit. And it's like if you hold a men's defense up here and he's praised, I get it's his teammate and it's his boy. But for him to be like, hey, he's good, dog, like he can score, like except for against me. It's like I'm gonna take that and run with it because it's like they're just making each other better out there. It's like and a man can guard anybody out there. Like, oh, go guard Shingun. All right, I got you, coach. Oh, go guard Steven
Bro,
Adams. All right, I got you, coach.
we played the Detroit Pistons. We played the Detroit Pistons on MLK Day. His brother had a wide open leg, very first play of the game on that cut, and Sengun was about to give it up. And I made shit out of the rim on a gold team. Was like, no, like we're not having that bullshit from you today. And I was like, that's how you establish dominance